Hi Anjali, this is
Hi,
Melinda. I'm the host of this WYN conferences. How are you?
hi, Melinda. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So yes, thank you so much that you are being a part of this WYN conferences as a speaker. So before you start your session, I'll play a small AV about you. Sorry, about your introduction, so that you can start your session. Okay,
Okay, sure.
thank you.
I have a poll to start off the session with, but I know that
And
there.
introducing Anjali. Anjali is a technology management consultant. She has over 20 years experience in building data software across many different verticals from neural science, gaming to digital advertising. She has been in startups that were acquired and large Fortune 500 companies and have had more than her share of manager and management titles. Anja has a Master's of Science in Computer Science from the Gordon School of Math at New York University. This is the introduction of Anjali. Thank you.
Yes, Anjali, you can start your session. Enjoy your day.
Oh, thank you, Melinda. I can publish a poll now.
Yes, you can do that.
Are people here? I know there's 15. I think 1:15 is when people are coming back from coffee. No? Should
Yes.
I start?
Yes, you can start.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Anya, me, and I have created a poll for you. I'm going to publish the poll right now. And I know this crowd is pretty wise regarding coaching and therapy, but I thought I'd just leave it out there for people to answer. Thank you for those who voted. Appreciate that. Thank you. I know there are many professionals that are therapists here, that are longtime executive coaches. I also know that I've seen some PhDs and doctors, really hard science people attending this conference as well. And we need all of the voices. We need all of the voices. Okay, thank you so much for voting. I see that 43%, 44% says yes, they do have a coach, and 38% says no, and the rest is looking for one. I'm going to address for those that are looking for one today, and I would like to show you a little clip of what I've been doing. Let's see. Let me present to the audience. I am hoping. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Technology can be wonderful and horrible at the same time. So let me share this very short and statistics filled video with you, and then we can talk a little more. Where did my presentation go? Apologies. My name is Anya Lee, and I'm a coach in Northern California. I love being a coach because it enables me to combine my expertise as an early stage leader in the data science field and people management with my passion for helping women in STEM succeed. Now that's done, let's talk about why coaching can be so beneficial for women in STEM. Hi, my name is Anya, and this presentation is called STEM's You Need a Coach. So first of all, I'd like to clarify what STEMs are. It's actually science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And it's a broad term used to group together these academic disciplines. And unfortunately, what we hear recently now are the gaps in STEM, which include the two big ones are racial gaps and gender gaps in STEM. But this is not a talk about STEM. This is about, hey, STEM people, you need a coach. So in this presentation, I'm going to give you evidence both on the coaching, the coachee side, and the business side, why coaching needs a second look, and why STEM people that are so fixated on hardcore scientific evidence should start softening to the idea. I'm going to start with this statistic, which is 99%. 99% of individuals and companies who hire coaches are satisfied or more than satisfied with the experience. I mean, 99% is quite high, and I'm not a math major, so 99%. 96% would even do it again. A couple more statistics about the coaches and the coachees. 94% of coaches offer services in addition to coaching, including consulting. 93% of companies report less turnover when they offer coaching to their employees. 77% of execs say that they have improved working relationships with direct reports. And internationally, of all the coaches, 67% are women, and 50% plus of those coaches internationally are from the Generation X age range, which is now calculated at 45 to 54. I've actually put a little table here on the side that shows the age range and the percentage of total clients, with the highest percentage going to the 35 to 44-year-old range. And funnily enough, that's Gen Y, the generation after Gen X. Top benefits for coaching is the increase of self-confidence, better relationship and communication, as well as work-life balance. On the business statistics side, I would like to point to a study by IBIS on the lower left-hand side, which claims that the market size is roughly $14 billion at this point. And this figure actually is from 2019, so now it is even more. The growth rate is at a 2.6% year over year since the pandemic started until today, 2022, and is a little bit lower than what it was growing at before the pandemic between 2014 and 2019. The average session between a coach and a coachee now runs $244. And on the upper left, they've actually created an equation to calculate the return on investment of business coaching and executive coaching. So they have literally quantified quality work. So that's kind of exciting. Having said that, what is coaching? Isn't it the same as therapy? And that's what a lot of people question who don't really know too much about coaching. And while that is a perfectly good question, here is a perfectly confusing answer. This is from Harvard Business Review, written up in 2009, declaring what coaches do. So coaching is a little bit of consulting and a little bit of therapy, with its focus on the future, performance,
in a business context and helping executives discover their own path, whatever that means. While I find that a little bit confusing, I continued my research on what coaches do, and what I ended up defining is what does coaching not do? This is the visualization, a 2x2 matrix that helped me understand what a coaching is by telling me what coaching isn't. So very quickly, this diagram was inspired by something that I had studied in my coaching program at the Berkeley Executive Coaching Institute. So quickly describing, the x-axis is tell, and the y-axis is ask. So tell, in this case, is telling the answer, telling the advice, telling the step-by-step, like an IKEA instruction book. So that's tell. Low tell is giving very little advice or no instruction. High tell is giving a lot of detailed instruction. On the y-axis, called ask, it is talking about the frequency of questions, probing questions, understanding the root cause questions, understanding how you felt at the time questions. So questions in general. And these 4 quadrants really helped me understand what coach is not. Here's some labels that'll help you remember, where the lower left-hand side is labeled support or the cheerleader. They have low ask, low tell. They are not going to tell you what to do, nor will they ask deep questions on why you did what you did, how you did what you did, and how you can improve. Right? They're the cheerleaders. They just want you to feel better. Across the way is the mentor on the upper right-hand side. The mentor is the opposite of the cheerleader. Instead of low ask, low tell, support persona, we have high ask and high tell for the mentor. The mentor has skin in the game. If you succeed and you bring their name up, they succeed. So it's in their best interest to ask you a lot of clarifying questions, the high ask part, and also be able to give their expert opinion and advice, which is the high tell. Moving down to the lower right-hand side is the consultant. And if you don't remember anything else about this matrix, just remember this Peanuts comic. And it is Lucy saying to Charlie Brown, "I'll treat any patient who has a problem and a nickel." So that actually defines the consultant or the advisor to a T. You ask them a question and they will give you an answer. They will not probe you for the reasons. They will not probe you for how you came up with what the situation you're in. They will just give you instructions on how to resolve your problem. It's the IKEA book. So that's what coaches are not. They're not the cheerleader, they're not your mentor, and they're not McKinsey, the consultant. They are actually high ask and low tell people. High ask is that coaches really probe into how you felt, why you felt, what was it before, why do you think you did that, what did it make you feel, what do you think is the root, who told you this that made you think that way. And low tell, which is I'm not going to give you advice, I'm going to keep giving questions that'll prompt your brain to answer these questions and paint the picture as it is in reality, and not in a coat of paint that you did for yourself. In fact, understanding what a coach isn't helped me understand what a coach is. Okay, I've given you a whole bunch of statistics on why coaching is good from a mental health point of view, a business point of view. I defined what a coach is and what they can do for you. So why should you care? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this presentation for you guys at STEM? Well, I'm not trying to sell coaching. I am a STEM person. I have 20 years as a technologist, I have worked in Silicon Valley for 15 of those years, 5 in New York City as a product program and engineering manager for data technologies and analysis software. I've worked in plenty of high-tech Fortune 500 companies, a handful of startups that were acquired by different bigger companies, and I have multiple certifications from Stanford and now Berkeley with the Coaching Institute. I am an active member of a nonprofit that focuses on how AI is applied for the future. And lastly, I'm a huge fan of data visualization because I think it is a great teaching tool, and I love it so much I'm actually teaching it at Stanford. So I still coach for fun. And the cherry on top, I was actually a neuroscientist for 4.5 years studying the auditory cortex, creating these software packages to acquire, stimulate, and analyze data from neurons and nerve. I wouldn't be complete STEM unless I highlighted what technology has done for the coaching world. And what I see being in Silicon Valley there are plenty of startups out there that provide these wonderful platforms that bring coaches, coachees, companies that need coaches together that are getting their next round of funding. And that includes places like Coach Hub, Hello Coach, BetterUp, Pathrise the Grand. These are all these platforms that help marry the service providers with the customers. And through that platform, you get a whole bunch of data. And so because of the symbiotic relationship between technology and coaching, we get a whole lot of data that could go into an algorithm called artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligent algorithms will do the matching of service provider and customer. It's pretty cool. And to put the nail on the coffin, Harvard Business Review has started a podcast, and it's been there since 2020, titled Coaching Real Leaders. So coaching is no joke, and technology sees it, and they are happily working with each other. So to summarize, I've told you all of these statistics. I also want to share with you that I find creating high-performing teams just as, or even a little bit more fulfilling as launching products and making AI black boxes. I want to share with you these 3 principles that have carried me through even before I took the Coaching Institute and before I did any type of coaching. Number 1 is everyone has the answer to their own questions. They just need the right prompts to open up some of those doors in their minds. And don't tell me it can't be done. I was a neuroscientist. Brains are plastic until you die. Number 2, help those that recognize they need help. So people that do go to coaching, they have a problem. They want that thought partner. Isn't it satisfying to be able to help people who want help? It's not for everyone, but for those who approach coaching like it is a resource, that is the best feeling. Number 3, coaching is uplifting and empowering to the future of women, to the future of all people. And it challenges their status quo. And they challenge the voices in their heads keep them down. The goal of coaching is to have them get those voices out of their own way. And to me, that is worth it. I want to leave you with a little bit of a fun project that I am doing, that I'm embarking on. And specifically, it's actually finding ways to optimize my coaching. And that is to answer the question, what phrases work for the coachees to hear and to really tap in to the truth of the matter, to answer their own questions. And I'm going to use a little bit of AI, artificial intelligence, specifically NLP, which is natural language processing. Like with any black box, you start with data. Water, water everywhere, and not a drop to drink is an ancient poem from an ancient mariner. And this picture is a great summary of it. You have so much data all around and you have no one point to start from. And so, believe it or not, getting data about therapy and about coaching is actually kind of difficult. But luckily, I was able to leverage my association with Stanford and be able to luckily find something from Alexander Street, these 1,700 transcripts of counseling and psychotherapy sessions with metadata. And that is a great start to the data set and to the analysis part. So the analysis is going to take a couple more weeks, but I wanted to share 2 findings that I've had so far from all of the transcripts. Number 1 are these word clouds. The bottom right-hand side has the frequented words from the client, and the top left side has the cloud of the frequented word from the therapists. As you can see, the therapists have a lot less words than the client, which is good. That's what we expect. So that proves one finding or one hypothesis. And the other finding is that the 2 most common words in all of the transcripts put together are the words like and yeah. So super funny how I found it. I actually created the word cloud, and the word yeah was so big it drowned out all the other words in the word cloud. So I had to take it out. But I thought I'd share it because it's kind of funny. And with humble beginnings, I start this adventure on finding the best questions for my coachees. If you want to work together, have any questions, or just want to connect and talk about data visualization, you can find me on my email below. And you can also find me on LinkedIn under Anya Lee. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope all you STEMers reconsider finding a good coach. It will definitely help you. Thank you.
Okay. Wonderful that I can share that presentation with you guys, because it was.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
I'm open to any
yes, go ahead.
questions or anybody who would like to work together in both a scientific and a coaching way. Please let me know. And once again, this talk really was for the hard science people that they have a hard time believing coaching is valuable. And I learned the hard way. I learned after 40 years of doing science that coaches matter, that person, that sounding board really matters and helps you make the right decision for yourself. So if anyone wants this presentation, I'm happy to send it to you for any of the STEM people in your life. So I appreciate it. If there's any questions, please let me know. And yeah, thank you guys for being so great and for being so just wonderful at your own fields. I've learned so much from you all, and I'm going to learn more. And please reach out. I love meeting new people because they always bring something to the table, and we all get to learn. 1 + 1 is always greater than 2. So I appreciate it. Please send me an email or a LinkedIn chat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anjali. This is really wonderful presentation. So yes, definitely, if they have the audience or the speakers have any questions, and definitely they will reach out to you. And here is the question from our audience. So, what do you think technology will be like in the future?
Ooh. That is an exciting and also scary question. So technology in the future will probably, in history, right? It's the car replaced the cart and the horse. The loom weaver replaced people actually making cloth by themselves. I think that technology in the future should be used as a tool for creation, to alleviate us of some of the more mundane things like billing, like scheduling. And there's a lot of stuff out there right now, a lot of tools out there that's just beginning to really tackle that problem and personalize it for you. So I'm very hopeful of technology, but I'm also a little bit cautious too, because there's a lot of people who are afraid of technology, right? The people who are raising horses, they did not like the car makers. The people who are making money, sewing clothing, they did not like, the factories that make clothing. So it's a little bit of a change, but I'm hoping and praying that we will all end up better off with technology than without.
Wow, wow, that's well answered. Thank you so much for your wonderful information about the technology. And yes, and have a great day. So let's not wait. We'll go for another speaker. Have a great